Hello everyone, this is JHancho. We're going to be kicking off a series on Gnial's Protoss versus Terran strategy, Stalker into Void Ray. And with us here is the popularizer, of, if that's even a word, of the strategy, Gnial himself.
Thank you very much, JHancho. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, and I'm ready to dig into the nuts and bolts of the bane of Terran existence. So why don't we get started talking a little bit about what the build is and how it affects your opponent here, which is talecK on Lost Temple. So we can
the basic, yeah, I'll give you the 2 cents right here. The basic tenets of the build are that you're trying to get some early Stalker harass right off the bat. And you do this by, there's a build that was popularized by Day 9 accidentally, quite a while back. And he was just trying to show some Braddock replays, and the Protoss opponent for Braddock came out with this really fast 2 Stalker play. It's the fastest way you can get 2 Stalkers out onto the field. And so I really like this against Terran because Stalkers have this shield that can regenerate 80 shield and 80 armor, which is a great proportion of their health that is in the shield. So if you send those Stalkers in early, you can pop up their ramp, shoot at what they've got there, and if you get there fast enough, they usually don't have enough to really shoot back at you all that much. You can often kill a Marine or 2, and then you just pop back down the ramp and let your shields regenerate, and rinse and repeat.
So it's kind of like a contain for the Terran.
Exactly.
And the important part of this, I think, is you hit them before their medevacs can come out and heal them. So any damage done is kind of permanent.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so there's going to be this big delay, especially if they don't go for the 1-1-1 build. There's going to be a really long delay before they get any sort of healing out. So you want to just sort of slowly wear them down with these Stalkers. And their reaction... Oh, actually, you know, I'm going to cut out and just focus on what's going on here. Okay. The build right now, you'll see I've just put down a gateway before the Cyber Core.
So it's a 15 gate?
Yes, a 12 gate followed by a 15 gate followed by the Cyber Core. So what you do with this to start this build off is you just follow with that general recipe. But when you build that second gateway, you stop making probes. And if you stop making probes right after that second gateway, you'll see the gateway, the Cyber Core, and the pylon will all finish at the exact same time. And you'll have pretty much exactly 250 minerals and 100 gas when that happens, which is the perfect amount to get those Stalkers out. So it makes you feel really good when you get that to all come out at the same time.
And you have two Stalkers being chrono boosted right now, and your opponent only has a Marine and a Marauder on the way. That's pretty powerful, I'd say.
Exactly. Like, if they go for that 1-1-1 build, you've got this window of opportunity about the 4-minute and 40-second mark, where if you can get your Stalkers onto that ramp at about then, you usually only have to deal with about 3 Marines or a Marine and a Marauder, a very small number of units. And so when you start fighting these units, the benefits start compounding, because if you kill a couple units in this, as you can see my Stalkers are popping up right now, if you can mess these units up, then the next time you pop up, there will be fewer units, so you can do more damage the next time, and the next time. And so you just get this snowball effect, where the Terran has to react by building some more anti-ground to go at your Stalkers. And it's that tendency to build the more Marauders, get some tanks out, that you exploit by getting the fast Void Rates. So the Stargate I just put down right now.
And it seems like the magic number's 4 or so?
Yeah, I really like the number 4 for some of these shorter rush distance maps, but there are certain maps, such as Scrap Station, where I have a lot of trouble getting my Stalkers to their base before the 5-minute mark. And 5 minutes, I find they usually have a couple Marauders out, something like that, and it's a lot less effective. So I'll often adjust the build a little bit, and I'll go for a 10-gate Stalker into Void Ray, or just go with an economic Stargate build, so just get that 1 gate down and just get the Stargate as fast as possible.
So right now, it actually seems like the Marauders are holding your 3 Stalkers back. So
yeah, they are, definitely.
And he's even putting up a bunker, which is a tough nut to crack for Stalkers.
Yeah, the bunker pretty much puts an end to this harass until you get some high ground vision. And once you get that high ground vision, I mean, if they wall like has happened in this replay, you can shoot any of those buildings and still be outside of the range of the bunker. So that's actually where the build initially came from. My initial plan was just to do Stalker harass. And I started using Hallucinate to kind of scout that high ground. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, well, why don't I just build a Void Ray to scout that high ground? Those Void Rays can shoot like and absolutely decimate anything down there. So I started giving that a shot, and it just worked out so well against so many opponents. So
now we have the Void Ray coming into the picture, and your opponent has exactly no anti-air. So do you think this will come into a shock as he is getting another Marauder out of his barracks?
This happens quite a lot, where, I mean, as the build becomes more popular, you're going to see people more and more just trying to deal with the Stalkers with Marines, but for so many games in a row, I just had these Void Rays popping up the ramp into a pure anti-ground army, and it was very nice. I mean, it was just free wins, right? So
right now, your opponent has a Banshee on the way, and it's nearly completed. Not sure that's going to help against the Void Ray.
No. I mean, the game's pretty much over right now. I mean, he's got nothing building that can deal with this. I mean, his engineering bay isn't even finished yet, so... And I've got more Stalkers on the way and more Void Rays on the way, so...
It's surprising that it's this effective.
Yeah, one Void Ray is just so powerful this early in the game. Really, almost at any point in the game. I mean, if you can sneak a charged Void Ray into their base, you're good. But it's even better when they have no way of responding to it.
And that gives the Stalkers the free reign of the base as well.
Oh, absolutely.
As soon as those Marauders quickly fall to the Void Rays, you might as well just tap out, as talecK did. If we look back at your base, you do have, a fair amount of minerals still in the bank, 2 gateways going down, but all in all, it doesn't look like a very scary type of base at this point in the game. You see that the Terran base, got that starport out, has a Banshee out, and is researching Cloak, almost having it done. So your window is perfect for it, since he was getting that fast Banshee and you had no detection in your base. That could have been bad. Yeah,
there's there's a lot of subtle timings you have to get used to with this. If you just follow like sort of a general build order, I mean, the timings usually just work themselves out because it is pretty simple. I mean, it's just 2 gateways and a cyber core. But if your opponent does manage to get those Banshees out, or does manage to get a bunker up before you get there with a few units in it, I mean, a whole bunch of different things that can happen that won't make you any more likely to win. So I've had a lot of games where the opponent has gotten some cloaked Banshees out, maybe gone a double starport Banshee, and it usually turns into something like a base trade, because if they try to defend with those Banshees, your Void Rays just destroy everything.
Right.
So, I mean, the best thing that they can do is send that straight to your mineral line, and hope that they can hold off your Void Rays and Stalkers somehow else. So, I've had a few games that have ended in base swap, base trades, but at the end of the day, you've still got Void Rays and they've got Banshees, and that's a pretty one-sided battle.
Yeah, I'd say so. But this strategy doesn't always work, as we'll see in the next play that we're going to head to, and I believe it's Fu on Scrap Station, right?
Yes.
So, first of all, thank you for coming on. I hope that this will be the bane of Terran's existence until they get nerfed into oblivion, in which case Zerg can compete. But until then, the Protoss players using Gnial's build will be taking them down soundly. Gnial, thanks for joining us, and look forward, everyone, to the next video.
Thank you for having me.